Halt, evildoer! What? It's not cosplay day? What? Pika. Oh. Your writing. Again, it's just illegible. I think the mind that produces such cursives. Like, one can only... Give us a second, please. Hey there. Ooh, there goes my little thing for the coffee on the floor. How's it going? Welcome to the coffee table. The comics coffee table, where we take a couple of minutes a day and remind ourselves why we love these comic books in the first place. You have come to the right place at the right time if you are a comics lover. And if you are one of the regular viewers, well, thank you so very much. You are the most important ingredient in our recipe of our show. We've been having a conversation in the comic book shop style. These comic book shop style conversations we've been having for over a year now. Every day, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Turn on those notifications. You won't miss it. You will eventually learn how to tell time. Indeed. Pull up a chair to our coffee table. Grab a cuppa. Let me know in the comments section what you're drinking today. I got an Uganda. It's a medium to dark roast. It's freshly roasted beans, globally sourced, fair trade, organic, freshly roasted. There's a button in my banner. Get your own. Dell will deliver. He'll mail it to you. Tell him Sully sent you. Seriously. He's an old friend of mine. Thank you so very much. And welcome any new friends, any newer viewers. I like one thing, okay, why are we meeting at the coffee table? Well, firstly, because of this book, which we used last year as a prompt to have conversations about comic books every day. Okay, this is a hardcover coffee table book. It was given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends. And this has been surfing my coffee table ever since. And it's been the source of a comic book shop style conversation. We have proof of this, literal video evidence. Because on this day of January the 22nd, I made a video on this page here. It was 8 minutes and 27 seconds long. So that's one of my longest January videos. I'm starting to get more confidence. I'm starting to build up things to say and looking up things. Pika's giving me better production notes. You know, we're getting our system here, you know, with the production team from our Boston studios. And I had 7 views on that day. And so that's 6 people plus me and Pika and Drinka, the production team here. So we're going to do that. And also, what are we doing this year? Well, prompting our conversation, our year-long conversation is going to be, we're going to be going through my entire collection. We're going to be reboarding, rebagging, and reboxing everything. We're going to be going down memory lane. We're going to be talking about comic books, floppies, magazines, the publishing industry, and condition, and grading, and value. We're going to learn how to do this. These were presents given to me by my parents for last Christmas. So this season is dedicated to my parents. My mom and Hoppy Poppy, my stepdad. Love you very much. Thank you so much for the gift of this knowledge. It's been so knowledgeable. These books are great. I have links in the description to all 3 of these publications where you can get your own copy, where you can play along at home. This is specifically, I like to pimp this one. It's a 2004 Abrams publication, written and curated by Les Daniels and Chip Kidd, with photographed by Jeff Spear. And we're gonna crack the book open. I just wanted to do it for fun, for January, and to see how far we've come as a show and together as a conversation. And like I said, we have new reviewers who may have missed out on last year's thrilling and Captivating page. January 22nd, story and art by Bart Toomey from Adventure Comics, issue number 45. December of 1939. Just to let you know, the golden age of DC Comics runs between 1938 and 1955. The Silver Age between 1956 and 1970. The Bronze Age, I'm a Bronze Age baby myself, from 1970 to 1984. And the Copper Age begins in 1984. I get these definitions and standards from the glossary of the most current edition of the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide. This is a great resource. Industry standard. It's great. I love this stuff. Well, let's get to it. We're just going to revisit this page real quick because there's not much to it. Castor oil. That reminds me of something. And look, and just look at this, a profile of a cop. It looks like Dick Tracy in a way. You know, it was popular at that time. He was one of the newspaper strips, or where the major funnies were. These comic books were just for kids. You know, everybody read newspapers. So comic books were kind of second tier until they really owned and paved the way for this whole big superhero thing. And like murder mysteries and horror and romance. So when you see manga today, the diversity of storytelling in manga today, it's pretty much what the golden and silver age was, like especially the late golden age with horror and westerns and romance and goofy anthropomorphic animals, and because the occasional superhero. By 1948, superheroes were on the decline. Then they'll come back with a vengeance in 1956, and we've been running like the Flash. We'll be running on the superhero thing ever since. This American mythology. All right, so castor oil probably reminded readers of something too, but not what the hero of Anchors Away had in mind. This naval officer on a search for smugglers recalls that castor oil is a favorite ruse for concealing nitroglycerin. When poured separately, the liquids will not mix because of their specific gravities. Science! I mean, science was new back then. We're pretty jaded when it comes to this stuff. Seriously, there was a newness to technology and science, and there's an absolute wonder in these golden age things sometimes. Yet people thought that comics weren't educational. That's it. Yeah, that's the page, today's page, and the recap from last year. And wow, I think what else is there left to say about that page besides we might need a musical interlude? A musical interlude. Bump bump bump, bump bump bump. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Oh. It is Sunday, and we are getting back to it. I just want to say that the big mission of this show is to get you going back to your local comic book shop. We need to be spending our money there. If you have a disposable income, and if you're lucky enough to be able to get your comic books weekly or monthly, if you're able to get to your local comic book shop, you know, I would totally tell you that, or ask you that, do you have enough supplies? Are you well supplied? Do you have bags? Do you have boards? You got long or short boxes? Are you stocked up? If you're not, well, don't order things online. Go to your local comic book store and get your supplies there. I mean, it's really important that we help keep our comic book shops open. Only we can, by going there and spending some money there. And it's Wednesdays have begun to feel like Wednesdays again. If you're a long-time comic book fan, you know the joy of New Comic Book Day. And whatever with DC insisting that Tuesday is their day. and whatnot. I mean, Wednesday just, it's something to it, and just seeing new comic books, seeing other people's stacks, talking to the staff at the shop and other customers. It's that is a huge part of our culture. It's not just about the adaptations and the cinema and about the direction of modernity. It's about this mom and pop store, and we're all kind of like scared to talk to each other in a way too, but we end up doing it. So you see an interesting intersection of humanity at your local comic book store, and when they're gone, they're gone. Like the record stores and candy stores, and I mean, I think of music as a really interesting and fair, thing to compare. I mean, music has remained, but the medium has changed. I've seen music go from the 8-track audio cassette to the compact audio cassette to vinyl records, 33 and a third RPMs, 45 RPMs, the occasional 78 RPMs of my grandparents' day, to compact discs, to MP3s. I mean, the music remains, but the medium, the way we interact, or the way we receive the art, that changes. So comics, what's the future for comic books now that the medium, comics isn't a genre, comics is a medium, right? But with the art, story, the sequential art, and I mean, if we can think of the floppy as an old-fashioned vinyl album, is digital our MP3? I mean, does digital has to be the future somehow? Because this is paper, this is resources, this is also, it's kind of hard to have a collection and bring it on the go. If a couple of issues, or if you have a backpack, sure, but compared to the power of a full-size tablet like this that can hold hundreds of issues, But yeah, like I said, it's Sunday, and so Sundays I'm going to be doing more of. I'm going to bag and board my new releases that I got this week, and I'll be going to the comic book store on Wednesdays with regularity. So you might not see me in the live chat on the Wednesday premieres because I'll get out of the subway about 3 p.m. and either I can make it or I can't, but I'm going to be in the comic book shop for, so at least I'm there on official business. And so what did we get this week? We're going to bag and board and box them. And I got a couple of different things. I got 5 different comic books and some boards as well. So I spent $40 at my local comic book store this week. And this is how I'm choosing to redistribute my personal wealth. If it's all about redistributing wealth to achieve a more equitable state, then that's what I'm doing, right? I can only earn so much money. I can only spend so much on recreational things, after overhead and life and everything. So yeah. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this yet. I'm a huge Dune fan. Wicked huge Dune fan. Seriously, you want to hear my all-time favorite Dune quote? I love the 6 Dune books. I really do. I've been reading them since I was about maybe 13 or so, 12 or 13. The David Lynch 84 movie. I was 11 years old when that came out, and I saw it at the theater. And what did I do? I went to the bookstore and I got the Dune books one after the other, and I just ate them up and kept rereading them. Yeah, Dune's huge, and it's something. It's just there's no throwaway lines in this, especially in the first book, but it's something that I feel like only I've noticed, and because it really catches other Dune fans off guard when I bring this up, and it's my favorite quote in the entire Dune series, and it's from Duncan, Idaho. And it's actually Paul. And Paul is, it's the James fight. Yes, and it's, Paul is remembering some advices that Duncan, Idaho gave him about fighting. And you can apply this to everything in life. And I have since I was a child, because this is this is like art of war level wisdom. It's a metaphor. You can apply this to everything. And if you do, then you could fight like Idaho. And Idaho had warned Paul time and again, when in doubt of your surface, bare feet are best. Think about that. Let that unpack in your mind. And what does that mean? Exactly. I mean, if your surface is unsure, bare feet are best. Very practical advice. And use that as a metaphor. Apply that to different challenges you'll have during the day. This is not written by Frank Herbert. This is written by his son, Brian Herbert, and Kevin J. Anderson. This is a Boom comic book adapted from the prequel material written outside the 6 Dune books. The art's okay, but I'm disappointed in it, and I'm glad I took a chance. See, I went to my local comic book shop. I took a chance, and I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? Now, I will give a comic book a chance. I read it, not sold. I had problems with it. It's only one generation before this. I would have loved to have seen something a bit more enlightening, set hundreds to thousands of years in the past. But this is like the young Gurney Halleck Chronicles and young Duncan, Idaho, and we already know their fates. We already know what happens. I know what happens to Gurney's sister. I don't need to see that. Neither do you. Alrighty, that's bagged, boarded, and going in the box. Of which I used some, and I hope you have some supplies. I got some Scotch tape, a Sharpie, some masking tape as well. Good to have around, And here, yeah, that's my Winky, my tag. But yeah, it's just, these are what's in here, and you can always take the tape off. And you can always put new tape over it. And I feel that's better than writing directly on the box. I think that looks tacky after a while, too. But, yeah, I would just... That's my style. Yeah. My style, indeed. So, yeah, that's for the box. This is Nightclub number 2. I have Nightclub number 1 in here somewhere. Here we go. So... You're going with your issue 1. I don't know if I will keep buying this one. It's 6 issues. It's kind of basic and standard, but it's Mark Millar, Joanna and Ramirez. It's at the $1.99 cover price, which is interesting us comic book fans. The art is decent. The story's, pretty... It's good. It's only... Remember, so this is the end of Act 1. If this is a 6-issue series, this is 2 issues in. A 3-act structure, usually. This means, And also remember that Millar has that sweet-ass Netflix deal that's been driving the imaginations and the greed of so many creators ever since. And it's kind of been a bane on story versus content, huh? Well, Millar does both. So he makes story that actually makes really good content. So you might have seen his other things on so that's issue 2 right there. Yes, vampire teenagers being superheroes. Instead of hunting people, they're helping people. But how long could they keep that up, huh? I mean, I love vampire stories. I'm a sucker for it. I should stay, it's only $12, I guess, for the entire series. I wonder how much the trade paperback will be, But yeah, so that's bagged, that's boarded, and that's new. So we don't have to look up these things in the, obviously, in a way, we don't have to look these things up. in the price guide. I got my first issue of Mark Waid and Dan Mora's World's Finest. It's issue number 11. I'm very pleased with this. Everyone in my my YouTube circle has been telling me to, what am I doing? You like this stuff. You've been asking for this stuff. Superhero stories told for the older fan. This is by Mark Waid. He's a DC dude from the 90s, the late 80s and 90s. I mean, he knows how to tell a comic book story. And as a huge Batman and Robin fan, this has got some really great Robin moments. Some of my favorite parts are is Robin dodging, and you can see the gravity of momentum and motion through the items on his utility belt and how they're swaying, and I just like this one here. And this is as close to as the original Robin outfit we're ever going to get post 52, which I think really, ruined Robin in a way. And we've been trying to fix Robin ever since. I'm not down with that R. I like a more traditional looking blocky font of R. Think Burt Ward's R. This is a bit too Tim Drakey 90s to be for Dick. Dick Grayson has an R, a Robin R, and it's that blocky one. And he shared that one with Jason Todd, and eventually Carrie Kelly too. But if you know your Robin, you know what I mean. And look at this ad, because we're getting to that one right next. But that was fun. I'm glad I tuned in. It's actually kind of referential to a Mark Waid story that he wrote back in 1996 in a way. So this could come full circle with his earlier stuff. $3.99 cover price. That's the median price of today's comic books. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this open. Oh no, I'm not. I was gonna. I don't want to do that. Yeah. Then they all flop up on the top and stuff. Here's Flash 791. It's issue 2 of this 1 Minute War. It's this is the title that got me back reading and coming every week again. I heard this. Sometimes you can take a week off. You can. I think so. Pretty sure you can just. You don't have to go every week. You could. See, I left this one open because I knew I was getting this one. Yeah, this one came out last week, and so this is issue 2. It's a great jump-on spot. 790 is a great jump-on spot for a new reader. The art's really good. Jeremy Adams is writing. This is the comic book that they're making for me, for the aging fan. You know what I mean? It's not about. They're not pushing modernity. They're pushing classic superhero stories, fixing an abused character. It's brought Wally West back, and it's brought the Flash family back, and it's a really fun time. So yeah, you're going in the bag. No, it's dark in there. Oh no. Oh, I'm afraid of the dark. Oh. I just noticed a ding on that corner. Ding. I didn't just do that. Oh, that happens, though. Dings happen. Things happen? No, dings happen. So, yeah, here we go. Then, like I said, I'm doubling them up. It's better than nothing. Better than what I've been doing. Which is just throw them in a bag. That's it. Okay, and we got Stargirl issue 3 of 6. So this is the opening of Act 1. This has got a lot of good pacing. It has some feels. Jeff Johns pulls my heartstrings. He knows how to write a good story, and this is like really fun with young heroes. And there's a plethora of young heroes in here. There's a spectrum of humanity, and it's really fun. And yeah, it hits all those golden age notes, these 80-year-old properties. We've been covering a lot of that. We started with, and occasionally do, talk about golden age stuff. And Stargirl, The Lost Children, is totally all about Jeff Johns' new golden age. So this ties in with his Justice Society of America, that the New Golden Age one-shot we showed off. And it's a good time for me to be a DC Comics fan. Marvel, on the other hand, they need to make better superhero comic books, in my humble opinion. Well, thank you so very much for coming to the Comics Coffee Table today. Huzzah! Happy Sunday! And so yeah, Sundays is going to be the day to... I'll show you my new releases that I bought this week. And I'll be... So yeah, count on that every Sunday, unless I get otherwise notice. Well, cool. Thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. Like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, we make daily content. We talk about comic books every day. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. You can set your clock to it. You will learn how to tell time. We take a break from our day. We embrace escapism. And we talk about comic books. And I'm very blessed to have you all here and to be continuing this conversation. We're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. Thank you so very much. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.